How Steve Jobs Changed the World of Technology. In this mini podcast, we will look at some of the ways that Steve Jobs changed the world of technology and how his legacy lives on today. Steve Jobs was one of the most influential and visionary figures in the history of technology. He co-founded Apple, Pixar, and Next, and revolutionized the fields of personal computing, animation, and digital media. He was also known for his charismatic leadership style, his passion for design, and his relentless pursuit of innovation. Jobs was born in San Francisco in 1955 to a Syrian father and a German-American mother. He was adopted by Paul and Clara Jobs, who raised him in Silicon Valley. He dropped out of Reed College after one semester, but continued to audit classes and learn about different subjects. He traveled to India in 1974, where he was exposed to Eastern spirituality and philosophy. In 1976, he and his friend Steve Wozniak founded Apple Computer in a garage. They introduced the Apple I, one of the first personal computers, and later the Apple II, which became a huge success. Jobs saw the potential of graphical user interfaces, GUIs, after visiting Xerox PARC in 1979, and led the development of the Macintosh, which was launched in 1984 with a famous Super Bowl ad. Steve Jobs and his partner Steve Wozniak created the Apple I, one of the first personal computers, in 1976. They sold it as a kit for hobbyists and enthusiasts. The following year, they launched the Apple II, which was more user-friendly and had color graphics and sound. It became one of the first successful mass-market personal computers and sparked the home computer revolution. In 1984, Apple introduced the Macintosh, which was the first computer to use a graphical user interface, GUI, and a mouse. It was also the first computer to feature icons, windows, menus, and folders. The Macintosh made computing more accessible and intuitive for ordinary people and influenced the development of other operating systems, such as Windows. However, Jobs faced conflicts with the board of directors and the CEO of Apple, John Sculley, who ousted him from the company in 1985. Jobs then founded Next, a computer company that focused on higher education and business markets. He also bought Pixar from George Lucas in 1986 and turned it into a leading animation studio with hits like Toy Story, Finding Nemo, and The Incredibles. Jobs left Apple in 1985 after a power struggle with the board of directors. He founded Next, a computer company that focused on high-end workstations for education and business. He also invested in Pixar, an animation studio that produced hit movies like Toy Story, Finding Nemo, and The Incredibles. Jobs left Apple in 1985 after a power struggle with the board of directors. He founded Next, a computer company that focused on high-end workstations for education and business. He also invested in Pixar, an animation studio that produced hit movies like Toy Story, Finding Nemo, and The Incredibles. Jobs returned to Apple in 1997 as an interim CEO after Apple acquired Next. He revitalized the company with a series of innovative products such as the iMac, iPod, iPhone, iPad, iTunes, and App Store. He also introduced the concept of Think Different, a marketing campaign that celebrated creativity and individuality. Jobs had a profound impact on technology and culture. He transformed several industries with his vision and products, such as music, movies, mobile phones, tablets, publishing, and retail. He also influenced millions of people with his inspiring speeches, presentations, and interviews. Jobs was widely regarded as a genius, a visionary, and a leader. Steve Jobs was more than just a founder of Apple. He was a pioneer, an innovator, and a leader who shaped the future of technology and society. He passed away on October 5, 2011, after a long battle with pancreatic cancer, leaving behind a legacy that will inspire generations to come. Steve Jobs will always be remembered as one of the greatest minds of our time. He left us with a message that resonates with everyone: your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your own inner voice. And most important, have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow already know what you truly want to become. Everything else is secondary. Jobs was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer in 2003, but continued to work until his resignation in August 2011. He died on October 5, 2011, at the age of 56. He left behind a legacy of creativity, excellence, and vision that inspired millions of people around the world.